Yeah.
At the end of the day, if this thing is not clear, it's going to affect.
Yeah.
So let's look at how that can really affect delivery.
Good. So recently, I worked with a fashion brand, yeah, and then when I got in, it was chaotic, yeah, because so there were a lot of gaps everywhere. The structure was bad, like nothing was moving forward. So you know when you come in and there's nothing just moving, so you're trying to see what's happening. So we began to get things. I began to see things like somebody messaging and reminding of a an outfit from July. I was there in December. Somebody asking for a fit in July.
Oh,
Yeah, a customer asking
wow.
for a fit in July. Now, how do you reconcile such stuff? We had some like different months, like they were just reconciling, and that was because of there was a gap in the system. Something was wrong with the system. So from onboarding to delivery, there was a big gap. Nothing was filling it up there. Do you understand? Yeah. So that's where procedure comes in, because procedure is what helps move the people who buy from you, your seller, your consumers. You understand? Your customers. Procedure is what helps them move them from point A to point B. So as a business owner, a small business owner, you must have a procedure. So let me use one for example. Let me say, for example, you sell laptops. I sell laptops too. So you sell laptops and people want to buy. So your procedure, it starts from, let's say you run an ad on Facebook. So that's where they discover you. You understand? That's your discovery point now. So when they discover you, they are not paying attention to your procedure. You are the one in charge of that procedure. They just want to get something. So if you don't have that thing in place, they store. And buying in today's market is all about impulse.
Absolutely. So you are in charge of your procedure. So whatever they want to get, it's just based on...
It's on you, not on them. They just want to buy. So it's based on impulse, and that's why people don't make money today. That's why people are not selling today, because people are not taking advantage of that impulse.
Wow.
Yeah, economy is bad, so everybody's thinking twice before they buy.
Absolutely.
Do you understand? Yeah, everybody's thinking twice before they buy. So at that point in time when it is hot, you want to close. But if you don't have a procedure that closes them in that place, you are leaving your money hanging, you are leaving returning customers hanging. So let me just paint a clear picture of what it looks like, what procedure looks like. So you order for okay, let me use a dress. Dress is the most common one now because it has caused a lot of issues.
Yeah,
because
it's true.
Exactly, it's a very, very sensitive market. People want to go on events, so people need it ready. Do you understand? So a customer comes into your DM, I want to buy something, you take the order. Now you are responsive in taking the order. You're so quick. You took the order so quickly, you took all the details. Now, after taking the details, the customer expects that she would get addressed at the appointed time. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So the stress of how to get address has left her.
It's now on you.
She has handed it over because you've collected, there's been an exchange of money already. Do you understand? So it's on you already. Now, you get it, understanding what your team is like, understanding what your process is like. The first thing you probably had needed to do was to log that order in. That's a procedure. You log that order in for production to see it. So production sees that there's an order. But if you as a customer rep or something, probably because you get your hand busy on so many things, you do not put it down. You do not log it, or there's not even system to log it. Probably your system is you can write it down for the person so that we've gotten this order, because it's small business. There's no this thing here. So, and it's going what it's going, but sometimes there's oversight. Do you understand? There's oversight. So that comes in. Now, that customer is still expecting address.
Yeah.
Now, where small businesses now miss it again in their procedure is that they are more reactive than proactive. So you've taken an order. A customer is expecting that an outfit will be sent in so time. It is of you.
So even communicate.
Communicate it. That this is what we are having. So let me say, for example, everything is going well. Thank you very much for your order. Production will be completed in so time as stated. will you be available to meet your... You've given them something to trust on. They will definitely want to come back. If anybody mentions about buying dress, they come here. The customer is good. The procedure is good. But when you are more reactive than proactive, it's not the customer coming to mention a day before at this thing that, please, hope I'll be able to get my dress. That is staying already on your brand.
Yeah.
But then we continue. This is Nigeria. We continue. Do you understand? Now, sometimes, probably, the dress is still not ready that day. You do not do anything. You're still attending to other customers. Customers are coming in. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Process is going in. Customers are coming in, but you've left one hanging. So she comes back and she's like, what of my dress on that day? And then that's where we begin to have what? Back tat, exchange of words, escalates, it goes to comment section, it goes to this thing, and then it's out there.
For a small brand.
For a small brand, do you understand? Then it's out there. That's because of what you did not have a procedure to stick to. Now that's one. There's also expectations that now comes from customers that cannot be met. But because you do not have a clear procedure, you are on the line. You know, like you can't defend your standard. So if you have something as simple as what? FAQ, that they can see that delivery takes more than 2 to 3 days. We deliver on the 4th day, or things like there's no return policy.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Simple things like that. Yeah. So once you have the day, something to defend, you can defend your standard. But because you don't have this procedure, you don't have all this options in place. Yeah, it causes a lot of gaps.
Wow, a lot of gaps.
A lot.
Yeah,
A lot.
I mean, I've just been listening and I'm like, wow, this is very deep. It's a very deep one. Now let's look at how service delivery failure.
Okay.
Let's look at the impact on daily operations of businesses.
Okay.
Let's consider that.
Okay, I'll touch that very quickly. Yeah, because it shows, and it doesn't show from the beginning, like we said. Yeah, but it is when we're now beginning to see the impact. So this is what it does to you. It slows down your operation. So when you're supposed to be getting attending to customers, returning customers, you're trying to make new customers because you're losing the ones that are there. So that's more time, that's more investment.
And it's easier to keep returning customers.
It's easier to keep returning customers. It's much easier because why? They trust you already. They trust your pricing. They trust you. They don't argue so much. Do you understand? So business starts going smooth there. When you have to start bringing new set of people, do you understand? Yeah, you burn out easily. Yeah. So instead of spending time moving your business forward, strategizing, you're resolving conflicts. And you can spend hours doing that because you don't want to say the wrong thing. One wrong message you get is taking you out there. The popularity you didn't want to get, you're going to get it. Yeah.
In a very wrong way.
In a very wrong way, yeah. These things happen. So these are the impacts on daily operations. You don't spend time moving forward. You spend time moving around, and you're not going anywhere. You burn out. Yeah.
We are still coming to time, and resources, but this is getting more interesting, and this is Mind the Gap. But we need to go on a quick break. We will be right back.
Hello consumers, you have the right to be heard, absolutely. So join us on the conversation, share your brand experience, where you tell us all your experiences about brand on the outer world via our YouTube channel every Wednesday from the hour of 4:20 to 5:20. You can watch us via our YouTube channel, ConsumerHallaTV, and subscription is free. Follow us on all our social media platforms, ConsumerHallaTV. Share your brand experience. It's about storytelling. It's about experiences.
Hello consumers, you're welcome to another exciting episode of Consumer Voice on ConsumerHallaTV. I am Matilda Omenai. As you already know, Consumer Voice is a show where we'll be visiting different places in Lagos to check out people's preferences, hear what the consumers have to say about different leading brands that they make use of.
Hello, it's your boy here, Iremofeko Foworola, and you know what? They call me the AUF General Overseer.
every day is a blessing and it is meant to be enjoyed maximally with Awoof packages that put a smile on our faces. And guess what? That is why this show Awoof is for you. You can get to know about trendy market slashes, promos, offers, and juicy deals that put a Welcome back. You are still watching Mind the Gap, and with me in the studio is Roland Edo, an award-winning marketing strategist, and he has done a lot of justice to our discussion today.
Okay.
And we are looking at how service delivery gap, affects small businesses, the impact on small businesses. Basically, we've touched on so many things, and it has been insightful. Now let's look at the types of service delivery gaps that affect small businesses. Let's look at that.
All right, thank you very much. So we've got the messaging gap.
Yeah.
Like we've been stating. Yeah. We've got the messaging gap. We've got the communication gap.
Yeah.
So those are the things that affect it. The thing that affects it the most. Yeah. So from messaging
to communication.
Yeah, exactly. So it comes from messaging. Messaging already creates that expectation already.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, it creates that expectation already. Yeah. So you've had something in their minds at the end of fulfillment. You understand? Yeah. And then we've got the messaging gap also. It costs a lot. So let's say, for example, somebody comes in to your DM and then wants to buy. The person does not have the clear procedure from the point of messaging to payment.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's not just clear. Yeah, and this thing sounds so simple, but then it is in there. Businesses are doing this, founders are doing this. Yeah, they don't have a clear procedure. Yeah, so those are the main procedural gaps. Yeah, those are the main ones.
Yeah, because absolutely, communication affects messaging, and even sometimes another gap might be the inability to make use of tools. Right. We are in the age of different tools now, and technology has really aided it. Sometimes the inability could also
very, very important. So you see things like on IG, WhatsApp, they've added some features, that makes messaging easily. So if you message at a particular time, it just gives a message like they're away. Do you understand? Little things like that. Yeah, little things like that. They help a lot. Yeah, and if you are a founder and you're business led, if you know a tool is important to move your business forward, not just move your business forward, but move your customers to satisfaction, you want to put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I should talk on this part. Most small founders don't want to invest in business, so they'd rather invest in the products. Do you understand? Not knowing that a good product might not sell. A good product does not determine if you make sales or not. A good product is just one out of the many factors that determine sales. You understand? So they'd rather invest in products, than in the processes that ensures that you sell. Yeah.
So I'll put it to you: which is more important, product or the processes?
That's a tough one. We can't choose.
Some people invest so much in the processes that they even neglect the product, because the product itself is what will make me come back. I might have a very bad experience today and be like, well, I got my satisfaction. Great. And I could come some other time.
And you might not even get the product somewhere else. Do you understand? Yeah. And that's an entry level that people use. So people take advantage of the fact that this product is not common. You understand? So have you been so frustrated when buying something from someone like that? No, now because of saying only you get them now. Do you understand? Yeah.
At that time, the price is just too much. You're like, even it happens sometimes, because we have been talking about these small businesses. Yeah. Let's look at people who are into, let's say, the common handwork we see. Yeah. Sometimes this guy that makes furniture, this guy that does, this thing, he's so good at what he does, but the day he's meant to deliver, you have to engage. You have to engage the gods to make him. Understand? So these are things that we see. Yeah. And let's look at it this way. we've laid a premise on that.
Okay.
Now let's look at how these service gaps can then influence ability to compete with larger businesses.
Okay, great. Yeah. So these are how it affects it. And let me put it out there that some small business owners in Nigeria are doing so great. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Some of them are matching up. I see some of their processes here. But this is where it affects. Larger brands, they rely on predictability. So you will hardly see a large brand change their brand tone, change their brand color. Do you understand? Even when they are rolling out new products, they stick to that that design. Do you understand? Because they want to be predictable. They want you to think of them at all time. So that piece of them that they've put in you to think of them, that is it.
Wow.
So when you see red, you're thinking of Coca-Cola. When you hear Christmas, you're thinking of Coca-Cola. Do you understand? It's predictable. You know that at the end of the week, Coca-Cola, they're going to do something about Christmas.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You know that in December, Zenith Bank, they're going to decorate, what's that? There's a roundabout at the hotel.
Yeah.
They're going to decorate it. Like they are that predictable. So it's the predictability that helps them to stand out. So if a small business owner wants to match up, I'm not saying you should, of course, I'm not saying you want to go and start doing all of those big things, but you want to be predictable.
Your business being predictable is allowed.
Is very allowed. Yeah, it's essential. Yeah. It helps you move easily.
Yeah, definitely you want to come back and even sometimes let's talk about entertainment. Just using that, there are some musicians or some filmmakers that you know that whatever they bring
is a banger,
top notch. You understand? Yeah. So the same way you see a product, this brand, their clothes, their shoes, everything,
it's
top
good.
notch. So it's very good to be
predictable. And sorry, just to add a little on that predictability, it's as simple as availability. Do you understand? Is this product available? So if you want to go to item 7 to buy something at 11, you want to be sure that you will find it there.
Yeah.
Yes, that's so predictability. So you are leaving your house based on that trust. So as a small business owner, can people trust you? If, for example, you do nationwide delivery, can someone trust you from, say, Ondo State, now you're in Lagos State, that they need this product? They're going to get it and it's going to come to them. Some people don't care to pay. They just want predictability in their life. Do you understand? Yeah. So that's one that they can use to. Another one is what? Capacity. Yeah. You don't compete with big brands on that, but you must build your own capacity to be able to deliver to the people that you are selling to. So if your predictability is intact, your capacity is intact, and then your procedure, you have a system. Do you understand? You have a system that can run without you. Yes. You have a system that can run without you.
Even when you are not there,
when you are not there,
everything is going smoothly.
Even when you're not there, everything that can run without you, definitely. You might not compete, you might not earn what they are earning, but you're doing good. Yeah.
I love that. Before we go, let's look at some of the long-term effects of these delivery gaps on small businesses.
So it's as simple as trust. People lose that trust, and you don't want people to lose trust on you if you're a small business owner. You understand? Yeah, because they are coming back to buy because of trust. So reputation is there. Reputational damage is going to be there. So and this is very important to speak here. When you sell, when you put out your messaging, when you're attending to customer, many people don't assess so many things. A simple thing as reputational risk. Now, this thing that I'm selling, can I deliver? If I don't deliver, what happens? So asking the question of what happens if or if not, that's what differentiates the small brand from a big brand. Yeah.
So nice. Now, let's look at, after all these things about big grabs here and there, so how much time or resources do brands they need to spend to manage or correct any of these gaps? Because you made mention of, you were talking about the time earlier, and I said I was going to bring you back to that.
Yeah, very, very, very important. Yeah. And so it depends on you at that point in time. It depends on where you are at as a business owner, not just as a business owner, but as an individual. Yeah, because you are not just a business owner, you are an individual with emotions.
Mm.
There are some founders that they don't like to look at their DMs because it makes them cry.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Some of them don't. They can't dare to type their brand name on Twitter because of the harsh comments they're going to see. Do you understand? Yeah. So when you consider those things, it now depends on if you are interested in moving your business forward. Do you understand? That's where it relies. So if you're interested in moving your business forward, what it takes is that you're going to spend a lot of time helping people to trust you again. Because it starts from there. People want to trust you again. What they are giving you is value to them. It's money. Do you understand? So you only give out value to somebody that you trust. Yeah. So those are the process. Those are what it takes. Yeah. Those are the long impacts. Those are the things it takes. It takes that. So because I worked with someone that, like, she was down and it showed in her business. Do you understand?
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know, but it showed in her business. And so I know if you're a founder-led business, or rather if you run a founder-led business, you are in charge of everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
true.
if you're not able to bring yourself up, you can't post. If you're not able to bring yourself up, you can't reply DMs. You understand? Yeah. So those are the things it takes. So it's dependent on the person. Some people go as far as bringing somebody in. Yeah, they especially when you know what you're selling, when you know how far you want to go. Yeah, so those are the things it takes.
Yeah. Let's talk about how people go as far as bringing somebody in.
Okay.
You help small businesses.
Yeah, I do.
Now, let me ask you this. What support do you actually give that help to reduce the impact of service delivery gap on small businesses?
Very important question, yeah. So when I come in, I just want to see what your business is all about first. Yeah. So I don't pay much attention to the messaging. That's if I'm not coming in on your strategy. But if you have an ongoing, let me say for example, you have an ongoing campaign, then I definitely start from your messaging. Yeah, because I'm trying to find where is that gap. I'm trying to find where is that itch, where is that friction. So let me say for example, you're running a campaign and what and I come in and I feel like you're over promising. Do you understand? Yeah. We work on that.
So it could be different.
It's anything. It's anything.
Brands.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily. Some people might be over promising. Some people it must.
Or you might be under promising. Yeah, you're not doing anything to push yourself forward.
Talk about the over promising thing and the so please go on with.
Yeah, so you could be over promising. You could be under promising. So when I check your messaging, I feel your messaging aligns with what your process can handle, with what your capacity can handle. Then I begin to check where do you have an issue? So some people, their major problem is that they are not making enough sales. They believe they have the potential to make sales based on their product, how good their product is, but they're not just making the sales. Do you understand? Yeah. So that's where the messaging check comes in. Are you over promising? Are you under promising? Most times when it comes to sales is that you're under promising. Do you understand? You're not living to the potential of what your product can do. So we check on that. Yeah. So when we've checked on that, it always ends up in the DMs. How you handling the DMs? People don't know how to close sales. People don't know how to close sales. Yeah, I'm writing a book on DMs closing. Yeah, because it's not something that is very important. Small business owners have been neglected, and this is why this TV is doing a great job. Honestly, small business owners have been neglected. Yeah, so I'm writing a book on DMs closing. So closing DMs does not have to do with just answering message. People see it as just answering message. You're not trying to answer message. You're trying to take a confused customer from point A to point B. Do you understand?
Finally getting the product.
Finally
being satisfied.
To be honest, yeah, not finally getting the product, finally putting the money in your hand.
Ooh.
Yeah, because you're so I think like a business owner, that's what I'm thinking. I want to make money.
Yeah.
Definitely I would undo your stuff, yeah, but how can I get you to give me that money? Yeah, so that's what people don't understand. So there are simple process. You don't have to speak a very polished English, or it's not just how you arrange. No. So I'll share a little tip here, and then that will just be it. So, for example, somebody comes in confused. I want to buy. So these are two people. For an example, I want to buy laptop. Now I'm using laptop because laptop.
Common now.
Yeah, it's common. It's common, one, but two, not everybody trusts.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's a very, very sensitive product. Yeah, yeah. So it's of high value. So not everybody just trusts. You understand? So let's say, for example, you run a Facebook campaign, which is common. That's where people sell. You run a Facebook campaign. You want to, they come in that they want to buy. Now, they come in they want to buy because they've picked interest. But how to get them to release that money to you is where the challenge. So when people come in and say that, hello, how much is your laptop? You just say, let me say something, you just say 250,000 naira. So that's point. Let me say customer rep 1 now, just say 250,000 naira. Customer rep 2, can thank you for that. Do you understand now? The Dell so is 250. When would you like to have it?
Difference.
That is just the difference. So one now leave the customer hanging. It's 250k. So the customer is now in his head thinking, can I afford? Something else comes to his attention, it goes. But then you've engaged him. Even if he goes, he has a message to come to answer later. You are taking him to the next stage. Do you understand?
That is very important.
That is how the difference is. Yeah. So that's where DMs closing comes in for sales. So we check that, and then the last I check is the process. So I just check what's the process, what's your capacity, what's it looking like, is there any stall anywhere? Yeah. So there's always something to check somewhere.
Thank you so much for that. I mean, I wish we could go on, but time is
Yeah.
of essence,
Yeah.
and it's about time to go.
No, it's been a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Yeah. Pleasure.
Star Roland Radio, and I believe some other time you will join us for this show.
Definitely.
So this is all we have for you on today's show. Thank you for joining us, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel today and follow us across all our social media platforms. We are everywhere on X, on TikTok, on Facebook. You find ConsumerHalla. I am Mirimufe Koforola. Till I grace your screen in the next edition. Good afternoon.
Hello, consumers. You have the right to be heard. Absolutely. So join us on the conversation. Share your brand experience, where you tell us all your experiences about brand on the outer world via our YouTube channel every Wednesday from the hour of 4:20 to 5:20. You can watch us via our YouTube channel, ConsumerHallaTV, and subscription is free. Follow us on all our social media platforms, ConsumerHallaTV. Share your brand experience. It's about storytelling. It's about experiences.
Hello, consumers. You're welcome to another exciting episode of Consumer Voice on ConsumerHallaTV. I am Matilda Omenai. As you already know, Consumer Voice is a show where we'll be visiting different places in Lagos to check out people's preferences, hear what the consumers have to say about different leading brands that they make use of.
Hello, it's your boy here, Iremofe Koforola, and you know what? They call me the AUF General Overseer. Every day is a blessing, and it is meant to be enjoyed maximally with AUF packages that put a smile on our faces. And guess what? That is why this show AUF is for you. You can get to know about trendy market slashes, promos, offers, and juicy deals that put a smile on your faces, and you can always enjoy them maximally. And you know one thing that is so interesting about this show? It is a blend of English and Pidgin. As I dey run you English, now I go dey marry am with Pidgin, make am spicy. So catch me every time on the show to enjoy more about trendy AUF packages. Peace.
Public service announcement. Hello, consumers. I am Kikelomo Ajibola, and welcome to the Scam Alert segment on ConsumerHalla TV. Scam Alert educates viewers about various scams affecting consumers. We learn tips on how to identify fraudulent activities and provide advice on protecting our personal information. We aim to raise awareness and empower viewers to avoid falling victim to scams. We cover various topics such as phishing, identity theft, fraudulent investment schemes, and many more. You want to catch up on how these scammers invade our lives? Join us every Tuesday by 12:30 p.m. for Scam Alert on our YouTube channel at ConsumerHalla TV. Subscription is absolutely free. And in case you're not following us across all our social media platforms, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok at ConsumerHalla TV. Don't say I didn't do anything for you this 2025. Bye.
Welcome to In the Marketplace. We are taking you on a journey behind the scene of Nigeria's most vibrant market, from the sight and sound of the market to the stories of the people who makes it thrive. We will be sharing the untold stories that brings this market to life. Join us as we explore the history, challenges, and triumphs of the market vendors. We will dive into the daily lives of the people who call markets home and uncover the secret that makes this market special. You will get to see the passion, energy, and dedication that goes into making this market success. Tune in to the In the Marketplace on ConsumerHallaTV on Thursday by 11 a.m. to experience the sight and sound. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media handle on ConsumerHallaTV. I am Elizabeth Abefe.
Hello, fellow consumers. Are you looking for a program where we give analysis about brand and a program where we project the voice of the consumer? Join my team and I on Consumer Analytics and Resolution Box by calling on the program to get your issues resolved.
And in case you are wondering where Consumer Analytics and Resolution Box will be showing, please join us on our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Subscription is free by 2 p.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. every Mondays and Wednesdays. Consumer Analytics and Resolution Box will be airing and will be here to provide you any information on brands and also issues that you have pending for us to resolve. Also follow us across all our other social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok at ConsumerHallaTV. And that is why at ConsumerHallaTV,
You deserve to be heard. Hi everyone, I am Iri Ayomikunle AK. Join me live on Perspective every Mondays to Friday from the hour of 9 to 10, where we have meaningful and engaging conversations about all the burning and pressing issues making the round. Issues related to our economy and consumers. It's conversing, it's relatable, it's beyond interview. We have expert analysts who gives updated analysis about all aspects of a conversation. Join the moving train by subscribing to our YouTube channel, ConsumerHallaTV, and do well to follow us on all our social media platforms, ConsumerHallaTV. Stay informed. Thank you.
I am Matilda Omenai. As you already know, Market Today is the show where we visit different markets across Nigeria, Lagos, to check out the prices of different things, ranging from household items to foodstuffs to cosmetics, electronics, every other thing.
In a world of hustle and bustle, entertainment keeps us alive, and that is why at ConsumerHallaTV we ensure you enjoy all around 360-degree entertainment program. Screen Time is the show for you, where you enjoy top 5 countdown, celebrity of the week, exclusive interview, and other segments.
Don't mind if it's just a jealous person.
Oh,
It's new movie release, update, and screen time. I'm going to enjoy myself because this is my favorite time on the program. I get to recommend good movie for you, and I'm also waiting for you to recommend movies to me also in the comment section. Screen time is not just all about entertainment, it is relaxing and also educational. So that is why we are bringing to you Screen Time on ConsumerHallaTV. And in case you're wondering where to join us every Mondays by 5 o'clock p.m. at ConsumerHallaTV on our YouTube channel. Subscription is very, very free. And in case you have not followed us across all our social media platforms, please do so. We are begging you, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also TikTok at ConsumerHallaTV. What are you waiting for? Click on that follow and subscribe right now.
And from the I to the R to the E to the M to the F to the E, my name is Iremofe Koforola, the man always clothed in wealth and strength.
And I am Kikelomo Ajibola. Ta-da!
Hello there, thank you for joining us on the news. This I am Iri Ayomikunle Iki. Qatar Energy has announced the decision to stop upstream production just a day after it announced the halt to liquefied natural gas production. The energy firm announced the update earlier today in a post on its official verified X handle, as the development follows the continued escalation of the Middle East crisis as the war between the US, Israel, and Iran intensifies. The company said the stoppage of production will affect several products, including urea and methanol. Away from that, the oil marketers under the Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, Petron, have warned that the ongoing military confrontations involving the US, Iran, and Israel could disrupt petrol supply and push price higher. The warning was highlighted in a press statement by the National Public Relations Officer of Petron, citing the association's national president, Dr. Bill Giles Harry. The geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, according to Petron, have already begun to affect global energy markets and could have far-reaching implications for Nigerian petroleum sector. Petron has highlighted the potential for crude oil prices to surge if disruptions persist, emphasizing the vulnerability of global supply chains. Moreover, the national president of Petron, Dr. Billy Giles Ari, while addressing journalists in Abuja earlier today, expressed deep concern over the ongoing military escalation involving the US, Israel, and the allied nations, and its far-reaching implications for the global energy industry, particularly Nigeria's petroleum sector. On education now, the federal government has unveiled a $552 million hope for quality basic education for all program aimed at accelerating reforms in Nigeria's basic education sector. This was contained in a statement issued on Tuesday in Abuja by Mrs. Buriowo Folashade, Director of Press and Public Relations at the Federal Ministry of Education. According to this statement, the initiative was facilitated by the ministry and is designed to improve the foundational learning and as well to expand its access to quality basic education and strengthen education system across participating states. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tujela, says that the programs aligns with the Nigerian Education Sector Renewal Initiative and is well structured to promote measurable, transparent, and result-based reforms. Mr. John Alamu, the founder and group managing director of Capital Sage Holdings, has called for an accelerated investment in value addition and agricultural industrialization as the defining strategy for Ondo State's long-term economic transformation. While he was speaking at the Ondo Investment Summit this year with a team, the new Ondo Forging the Pathway to Prosperity, Mr. Alamu urged investors and policymakers to prioritize the large-scale processing, manufacturing, and integrated value chain development as a foundation for sustainable growth. He noted that while Ondo State processes agricultural debt, there is a strategic positioning and as well with the human capital, which is to become a leading industrial hub, alongside real prosperity that will depend on the scale of investment committed to transforming the agricultural output into higher value product. Away from Ondo State now, as it stands, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery has increased its premium motor spirit gantry price by 101 naira, raising the ex-depot rate from 774 naira to 875 naira per litre, heightening concerns over the fresh fuel price increases across the country. A senior official at the refinery confirmed the development, though newsmen yesterday noted that the adjustment followed recent volatility in global crude oil prices. The official statement says the price has been reviewed and the new gantry price is now 875 naira per litre from 774 naira, and the review became necessary due to changes in global crude fundamentals and replacement costs. According to the check by the newsmen, it was confirmed that the revised price had already been reflected, indicating a shift in the downstream pricing benchmark. And let's move away from that report. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will on Wednesday tomorrow swearing Mr. Olatuju as the substantive Inspector General of Police following the unanimous endorsement of his appointment by the Nigeria Council on Monday. The swearing-in ceremony will take place during the Federal Executive Council meeting scheduled for the same day. The Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Mr. Bayo Ononuga, announced the statement yesterday at the council meeting held at the State House in Abuja, which was presided over by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and attended by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, State Governors, and the Chairman of the Police Service Commission, retired DIG Ashimo Arugungu, in accordance with constitutional provisions. If you're just joining us, this is ConsumerHallaTV News at 4. Let's move to Akure, the capital of Ondo State, where the federal government has approved 4 billion naira each for 12 selected engineering and technology universities to rehabilitate workshops and procure modern equipment. This was disclosed by the Minister of Education, Dr. Tuja Lausa, yesterday during the inauguration of the Implementation Committee of Tertiary Education Trust Fund Special High Impact Intervention Project in Abuja. The intervention targets the rehabilitation of engineering and technology faculties in federal universities of technology and conventional universities nationwide. Dr. Alausa explained that the funds would either upgrade existing facilities or support the construction of new engineering workshops when necessary. And now elsewhere, as the Nigerian Education Loan Fund has approved an extension of the student loan application portal following a surge in applications from students across the country. This was made known by Mrs. Oseyemi Oluwatoyi, the Director of Strategic Communications at NELFund. The report says the extension comes after the fund had earlier reminded the public that the portal was set to close on the 27th of February. However, according to NELFund, the extension by some additional days is to ensure all eligible students are given an adequate opportunity to complete their applications pending further management decisions and communications. The Chief Judge of the Federal High Court of Nigeria, Justice John Tosho, has responded to his invitation by the Code of Conduct Bureau over his set declaration from expressing his commitment to transparency regarding the development. His response is contained in a press release sent to newsmen by Dr. Catherine Obi Christopher, Director of Information, where the Federal High Court of Nigeria titled the Chief Judge Representation and proposed date for appearance before the Code of Conduct Bureau. The Federal High Court clarified that Justice John remains fully committed to cooperating with the Code of Conduct Bureau in respect of its invitation. Away from Abuja to hand the news, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has announced that a total of over 2 million candidates have registered for the 2026 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examinations. The figures were disclosed in the latest bulletin released by the board and signed by its Public Communications Advisor, Fabian Benjamin. This comes as registration for this year UTME approaches its final deadline on March 26, with the examination scheduled to hold nationwide from the 16th to 25th of April this year. Furthermore, the board confirmed that a total of 2 million candidates successfully completed their registration for this year's UTME exercise across the country. And at a separate press briefing, the Registrar of JAMB, Mr. Rizia Koloyede, disclosed that the board uncovered syndicates using AI-generated fake images and videos of senior officials to defraud candidates. He revealed that with the approval of the Minister of Education, the board would delete no fewer than 100 UTME registrations of candidates found to have solicited the score inflation through the syndicate. Now we've come to the end of the news at 4. I am Ire Ayomi Koleke. Thank you for joining us this afternoon on the news.
Hey there, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer, and as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, as a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more.
Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
ConsumerHalla TV.
ConsumerHallaTV.
ConsumerHalla TV.
At ConsumerHalla TV, our goal is to inform and educate consumers in Nigeria with insightful news alongside development within the fast-paced world of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at ConsumerHallaTV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrive.
And guess what? Our ConsumerHalla brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and lots more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Follow us on our Facebook page, ConsumerHallaTV, our Instagram page, ConsumerHallaTV, and do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free. ConsumerHallaTV. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard.
At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard.
It's a beautiful time on your screen to enjoy tips and tricks. Good afternoon. We appreciate you for watching. This is Tips and Tricks, where we give you all the tips and tricks that you need to live and maintain a healthy lifestyle. And we've bring something beautiful, something relatable, something we will discuss proper on the program this afternoon. I am Iri Ayomikunle AK. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us once again.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us again this afternoon for Tips and Tricks on ConsumerHalla TV. It is Friday and everybody's getting ready for the weekend to just come. But we all know Monday is knocking at the door. But today, Tips and Tricks is going to be beautiful, entertaining, sweet, and very short. It's an essential topic to talk about for every person, every individual, be it old, young, married, single, anything. This particular topic cut across all variants of age group and everything that you want to think about. So this particular topic is very important, and it is how to effectively secure your home in Lagos. We all know Lagos is a crazy market when it comes to apartments, looking out for apartments. In fact, agents are a whole lot of different deals entirely. If you have not even been part of the old palaver or shenanigans of agents, you don't know what God has done for you. I'm Kikelomo Ajibola. Thank you so much for staying connected to ConsumerHalla TV. And in case you haven't followed us across all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, and on YouTube, subscription is absolutely free, all at ConsumerHalla TV. Please run along to go do that so that you can be able to see and enjoy beautiful conversations like this here at ConsumerHalla TV.
All right, interesting. And in summary, we'll be giving you the tips and tricks on how to effectively secure your homes in Lagos State. But Kike, before we move into the conversation, let's talk about looking for a house. We all know it's not an easy task. It's just like you embarking on a project, and it's very, very difficult. Most of the time, you will call the agent will call you, and you have to pay money for transportation to go there. When you get there, you'll be like, is this the house they called me for? And I was doing something more productive. Some of the time, you just feel like, what is actually happening? We know it happens everywhere, but Lagos is my it's like an 100% of over stress. It's really a stress. Now let's get to talk about it. What's the craziest story you've ever heard about someone say to you when looking for an apartment? Or have you fallen victim of such scenario or circumstances before?
Well, I think I've only started staying in Lagos by myself, but I've always stayed alone in Ilorin. I stayed alone in Ibadan, and the experience is very, very different. When looking for my apartment in Lagos, I think I was fortunate enough. I met good agents. People that were nice, but it's just the ridiculous amount
of money.
You signing documents, you paying different agents for them to be giving you houses. And funny enough is that in Lagos, it's very hard for you to just walk into an apartment and say, oh, you put to let outside, let me enter. They would the landlord would still refer you to an agent, which is a very, very stressful thing, all in all. But my younger sister was looking for an apartment. Oh my God, we went through it because I followed her to look for the apartment, and the amount of the house compared to the old standard of the house, I'm like, how exactly is this correlating? So I had to just tell her that, you know what, if you want to live alone, want to stay in Lagos, you have to calm down. Like, you have to really, really calm down, because I know a lot of people, a lot of my friends will look for apartment for like 4 months and they won't be able to get to Lagos and Abuja have been said to be one of those notorious places when it comes to you searching for apartments, meeting ridiculous people, very, very anyhow agent there. So a lot of crazy stories out there. You can even if you go to TikTok right now and see people searching for apartments, you'll be like a house that's already slopey or a room that is as tiny as just a passageway. They'll give to you and say, oh, 400,000 or 1 million naira. So it's just very, very crazy like that.
Kike, I'm so happy for you that when you wanted to get your apartment, you met a good agent, same as me. It was a very soft one for me. But we have some, bad eggs out there that they are always putting the consumer on a tight corner. What is really happening? Then welcome to Lagos, where everything and anything goes. It's a global city, like we all put it. There's something that they're always saying that 70, the ratio 60-30. 70-40. How does that work? Some people say maybe 50-20-30. I don't understand that ratio. Can you please ponder on it?
The landlord's money, the caretaker, the agent fee, and then the agreement and commission. So that's why those money are like that. Some places is even 4 places: 50, 30, 20, 10, which is landlord.
So the landlord will have the 50.
Yeah,
okay.
Like 50% of the money.
Okay.
Agreements, commission, then damages. Just in case you damage anything. That's that 10% of the money is a refundable amount.
Do you think people refund the damages?
They do, if you know you're right, they do refund the damages. Yeah, they do refund.
But why is it that most of the time a lot of people complain that the money, the agent, tax? I would say it's just a tax on this amount is very, very cumbersome. What happened? Don't you think this is high time government needs to do a whole lot of regulations? We've always heard it that there was a time we heard that the government wants to look into it, but they've not yet gotten to a very mutual conclusion about this issue, and it's becoming worrisome. So what can we say about this agent fee? Because most of the time, if we look into it, the house rent, Kike, is not the problem. But the agent fee, people are always having, they're always, afraid, panicking, and all of that.
I feel like the agent fee is not as much as the money for the house, honestly. Yeah, because if you are taking an apartment, maybe you're taking an apartment of 350,000 naira, it's not even the agent fee. It's still all going to the landlord. It's just that it's a fee particularly for the agent in that money. So agreement and commission, probably you are taking a house of 400,000 naira. Agreement and commission may likely be 140 or 120 or 130 thereabout, and then the old damages is 50, so you're paying around 600,000 naira. So the money is not most likely from the agent. I just feel like if that money can be left out, it will be better for a lot of people.
We have to really talk about this, and that is what we are doing on this program, because most time agents will even treat consumer, this house is good, there's always light 247, and the consumer will pack into the house 2-3 months, you will not see light. That is why we'll be giving you these tips and tricks so that you can be on your toes when you want to search an apartment, because searching for an apartment in Lagos can be exciting yet challenging experience, and here are some tips and tricks to help you navigate the process effectively. You have to set a budget, and I think this is one thing. When you call an agent, they will ask you, what's your budget? So that budget is very, very important, for you to determine your maximum rental budget, considering additional expenses like utilities and maintenance, which is very, very important. And for the tricks about that, use a chart to visualize how different rent amounts impact your overall monthly finances, which is very, very important.
And also, you have to actually choose the very right neighborhood. It's very important to know that your safety, your peace of mind is very, very important. That's why it is very good to research the neighborhood you want to live based on your lifestyle, how close it is to school, how close is it to work, how close is it to social amenities, you know, like maybe like a relaxing place, maybe like a market, maybe like anywhere. So it always, and also is that the trick about it is to visit the neighbor at different times of the day to gauge traffic, noise level, and overall vibe. You don't just want to move into an apartment because you like it. Trust me, supposed to know the vicinity where you're going to be residing is very, very important.
Kike, I have a funny question before we move on to the conversation, because let's use Lagos as a landscape, for example. We know some areas that we know that, oh, this area is kind of a slum area, or this area is, we know it's a bad area, bad boys are always there. If consumers are, opting away, moving away from all these bad places, who are going to live in this place?
Well, I feel like it's just about it's just your own preference, because not a lot of people can navigate that kind of life. But if you know you can, why not? And things are very, very cheaper on that side. You just know that you have to be very, very high on alert, because anything can happen. Your phone could go missing, you could get robbed and stuff like that. So that's why it's always good to stay in a very gated and a well-secured environment, especially in Lagos State, because even in a gated and very secure environment, your security is not still guaranteed.
I can't agree less with you, and that is why most people will say God Almighty is the highest security. Now, she made mention about something, and that is where I'm headed to, that when you go to TikTok looking for houses and stuff like that, this is where our online resources come in. Use online resources, utilize a reputable real estate website and apps for listing and reviews, set up alerts for new listing within your criteria for timely notifications. And about that, real estate today is always on Monday, where you meet our colleague in the studio, where you get some tips and highlights that will help you as well. It's very beautiful tips and tricks I just dished out.
Another one is to inspect the property thoroughly. Always visit the apartment in person. Don't let them just show you pictures. Trust me, in Lagos State, a lot of what I ordered versus what I get is exactly what you'll be getting. Check for the plumbing, electrical issues, and overall cleanliness. And the trick is that to bring a checklist to ensure that you don't miss any important details during your inspections. It is very, very important to know that when you are visiting the apartment, if it has a running tap, check all of the taps. Trust me, you wouldn't even know. Check the flush, check the electricity, check everything. It's always important to do this, because you wouldn't know what you're actually getting yourself into. Once you've paid, there is no refund. They don't refund you.
So shine your eyes. Then ask the right questions. Of course, Yoruba will say Kim Faja. That means you asking question, of course, does not lead to fight or chaos. The tip is inquire about the lease terms, maintenance policies, and included utilities. And then the trick is to prepare a list of questions ahead of time to stay organized and ensure you get all the necessary information. It's very important to ask questions.
And also check safety and security feature. Looking for security measures like gated access, security personnel, and functional smoke detectors. Not all Lagos State houses are like that, because you may not be where you may not be in Ukoyi, you may not be in Lekki, but try as much as possible to understand that ventilation is very, very important when you are cooking in your apartment. So even if there's no smoke detectors, always make sure you have a cross ventilation in your apartment. And also talk to current residents about the experiences regarding safety in the environment. Don't be shy. Try as much as possible to actually talk to them. Even if you don't get to talk to your neighbor, try as much as possible to talk to someone that is living beside your house or 3 places away from your house. They may know 1 or 2 things about the house.
Then negotiate the rent. Negotiation is very, very important. Don't hesitate to negotiate the rental price, especially if the property has been on the market for a while. So the research she made mentioned earlier on, you have to research similar listings to strengthen your negotiation position.
And also understanding the terms of lease is very, very important. You need to read the lease agreement carefully before signing. Look for clauses related to lease duration, penalties, and renewal terms. These are very, very tricky things. You don't just collect these papers and start signing them. It's very, very important to actually read them. And if one thing that you don't understand there, please take it to somebody that is more knowledgeable. If you have a lawyer in your corner or somebody else that can help you look into it, 2 heads is better than 1. Trust me, if that is just how life is. And highlight key sections for easy references and clarification before moving in. If you find something that you're not comfortable with, try as much as possible to bring it up with your caretaker or your landlord so that you can know where to meet at the middle ground. If it's not working for you, please leave that house for them and look for your own home to settle in.
All right, Kike, most of the times when we are looking for apartments, I used we because, of course, we are at that age for now. I know that in few years to this time, by God's grace, we'll have the house of our own that we build ourselves. But it's very, very important because a lot of people will start complaining when they get to work. You came late today. Why? The transportation. No, where I'm living is far, So when you're looking for an apartment, transportation is very, very important. It was on Tips and Tricks, you and I were having a conversation, and I think we made mention of salary during the cost of implication of transportation, save and everything. You are earning 100, 150. Just look for somewhere closer to your place of work that you'll be able to save. I think it was on that program you were saying they should be able to save like 40 or 50,000 per month if they stay close to work. So it's very, very important. So considering the transportation options is something you need to evaluate very well. You have to evaluate the availability of public transport and road connectivity from the apartment to your workplace or school, for easy and convenient. So check traffic patterns during rush hour to understand your daily commute.
And lastly, get references if possible. Reach out to previous tenants, people that move out of the house. If you can be able to do your research, patience is very, very important. It is key. Reach out to them for insights about the landlord's property conditions. I personally don't blame people that will say, I don't want to live with my landlord, because it can be very, very...
Absolutely.
It can be draining. Use social media or local community groups to connect with others who may have lived in the area before. It is very, very important that when inspecting an apartment in Lagos, being vigilant about red flags can save you from future headaches, and there are a lot of red flags that you should actually watch out for. We'll be talking about them very, very shortly.
Kike, I believe and everything we want to do, surely put it in good hands. Now, do you think when we want to start renting an apartment now, if you're a Muslim, you should go on your mat and pray? If you're a Christian, go to church, that God please. Do you think we should put this as prayer point with the way things stands right now?
Yeah, because that's going to be your home for the next 2-3 years. So you need the prayer, honestly. I'm looking for apartments in Lagos. There's a lot of craziness.
All right, prayer is the key. Please let us pray where we are looking for accommodation, or we are looking for apartments in Lagos State. So let's give you the red flag you should always side. Talking about water stains or mold indicators, signs of water damage on walls or ceilings and concern. This could indicate plumbing issues or poor ventilations. Kike, we have to talk about this. Because when it's raining season now, we see people, most especially people living in the island, they will start doing a whole lot of video. Look at my kitchen, look at my bedroom. A whole lot of stuff is happening. They will come online to, scream, to just let people know what is really happening. How can we cite this red flag? Because most of the time, you might not even go to look for the apartments during rainy season. It might be dry season when there is no rain. And
very, very bad. I feel like the best time to look for apartment in Lagos is during rainy season, so that you can see all the things that you need to see. During rainy season is the best time of any time to look for apartments. And when we talk about mold is a silent killer. Mold is something that we need to be very, very to understand. If you see these things in your house or in yours and want to rent, I would advise you not to even rent it at all, because these are medical. It can cause a medical issue, and it can cause anything, and death is something that can come from this particular mold issue. So if you know that this is something that you are looking at in a home that you have not moved or paid for, please try as much as possible to avoid a particular apartment.
All right, then pest infections, signs of insect or rodent such as dropping or nest is very, very important. Pest problem can be difficult and costly to resolve, so please make sure you adhere and see to all these things. It's very, very important. Then poor electrical wiring, exposed wires, flickering lights or overloaded circuits. This poses safety hazard and could lead to electrical fire. So please, let's be very, very careful.
Because number one is that some people may live in an apartment and maybe the landlord offend them. They dismantle, like they actually do everything anyhow. And if you are moving into, I feel like it's a responsible thing for the landlord to affix it before you coming in. But a lot of landlords don't do that. In Lagos,
they will ask you to do it yourself.
So you should be able to put your foot down and tell them that this is not something that it is your problem. It is their problem because you made the house like that. Another thing is to have to understand that appliances that don't work, like stoves, refrigerator, leaky faucet, or malfunctioning electronic, repairing them may not be promptly addressed by the landlord. If you have issues with your plumbing, if you have issues with your pumping machine, all of these things, landlord will tell you that no, it's not me that's going to be repairing it and stuff like that. And some houses that come with it fully furnished, try as much as possible to test the equipment out before you actually move into your apartment. It's very, very important to do so for the peace of your own mind.
Yoruba would say moto to lolo I'm talking about, being clean. So unusual odor is very, very important. Strong smells such as mildew, sewage, or cooking odors. So odors can indicate underlying issues such as poor ventilation or plumbing problems. So please, we should always pay attention to all these things. We talk about noise pollution, we talk about air pollution, so make sure you do a research around that. Okay, is there any noise pollution here? Is there air pollution? Just for your safety. Health is wealth.
I mean, Lagos State smells enough. The room to now be smelling also. You have to be very, very careful, and mold can also be an indicator of a problem. You might have and I think a lot of houses in Lagos have sockaway issues. So you need to be very, very careful with the kind of apartment you are actually, getting into. And inconsistent maintenance, lack of upkeep, common areas like hallways, stairways, and landscaping. If you enter some apartments, you see that they are very, very unclean. It may actually reflect on the landlord's neglect or may indicate potential issues with the apartment itself or also the tenant living there. So you may likely not have your energy to be fighting every time. So avoid that totally. And high level of noise is very, very important. Like you said, noise pollution. Lagos is a busy environment entirely. You're on the road coming back from work, and then you're still in your house. You're still listening to noise. It can be very, very mentally. It can be mentally draining, and it can affect your quality of life and comfort in your apartment. I can't imagine me coming back from work and I'm entering my house and I'm still hearing all the noises. It would actually be very, very
exactly.
So it's always
okay then.
It's always like that.
Okay, vague lease terms. The indicator is that the lease agreements that lack clarity or have vague terms. So ambiguities can lead to misunderstanding regarding recent increases or maintenance responsibilities. So please be very careful. Read the terms and conditions very, very well. Review it.
Review it very, very well. And now, security concerns. A lack of functional locked security guards or gated access can lead to insufficient security. Measures can compromise your own safety. Trust me, you will get to some apartments and the lock is spoiled because of a tenant is angry with the landlord and the landlord will not fix it. And you yourself, you are moving into an environment such as that is not even gated in the first place, and then you are not doing as much as possible to protect yourself. So run away from that particular apartment. It's very, very, very unsafe.
This one I want to say, I will have to think. Okay, face to face
Yeah.
is another way of life for this country. Please face me, I face you for the jagba unhappy tenant. Of course, we all see the drama. Then face my face you as face to face the home drama. So
Yeah.
please let us make sure that our tenants are very happy, because unhappy tenants can lead to chaos, it can lead to disaster, frustration, a whole lot of things will set in. Expressing dissatisfaction with management. This might signal a larger issue with the property or the landlord management style. So please, unhappy tenants, you should do the first day you set your leg into the apartment you want to secure, your neighbor, you're meant to ask, who are my neighbors? Of course, an English adage says, first impression last longer. So in the first day you see them, the impression they give you and everything really matters a whole lot.
It's very, very important to understand that your peace of mind is very, very important, and the home you are living in should be your peace. You should not be
It should
running
be a
away
safe
from
haven.
Yeah, it should be that particular place that is just for you and you alone. And I pray that whoever is looking for an apartment in Lagos State, more grace to your elbow.
Amen.
God will be your strength.
Amen.
Try as much as possible to use these tips and tricks to understand the fact that life can be much more easier if you actually do research and we are open your eye, shine your eye very, very well, because Lagos State is not for those that snooze. You must be smart, you must be at alert, and you must be up on your feet.
If there is anything I love about tips and tricks, it's because we give you that information that is well needed for you to be able to live a healthy lifestyle. Looking at all these things said on this program and you following them daily, of course you have a healthy life. There is not going to be any headache, nothing will disturb you from your sleep. Everything will be sound and peaceful. So definitely you have to adhere to everything we've said on the program. It's a very good conversation, and now we have to draw the curtain on tips and tricks, the last edition of the month of January 2026. And next one we'll be seeing on the show, it will be the first Friday of February. Happy New Month in advance, and please do well to enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you next month by the grace of God.
Welcome back, and we're sorry for the interruption. Okay, so let's get straight into today's update. Federal government pushes structured housing finance to close home ownership gap. The Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development has retaliated into its commitment to expanding structured housing finance nationwide as part of efforts to reduce Nigeria's housing deficit. Speaking during a stakeholder engagement in Abuja, Minister Amin Dangiwa explained that the government is prioritizing digitized and administration, improved mortgage accessibility, and public-private housing partnership to accelerate delivery. He noted that limited long-term financing remains one of the biggest barriers to home ownership, and reforms are being designed to make mortgage products more accessible to low and middle income earners. Why this matters? It means this signal continued federal focus on affordable housing delivery, but implementation speed and access to finance will determine real impact for consumers.
Well, I think in a couple of episodes now we talk about how we can improve housing, and now this is coming from the federal government, which include public-private collaboration, mortgage plan, improved digitized distribution. Let me put it that way. So all that matters is that everybody has access to housing, and also it's going to spread across broad. It's not just limited to a particular section or quarters of the country. It's from the federal government. So, and it's going to be a long-term thing, as long as they are able to keep to their words and ensure that everybody wants to become home owner. And if you look at the kind of income that people generate monthly, you realize that we need this kind of plan to ensure that there is that means through which you can pay in installments. There's that means through which people can have access to mortgage plans to ease the burden of having or owning their homes. So it's a very good one.
I think I love the parts where I think we discussed about this last edition where we talked about the mortgage fee. You have the avenue of spreading your income. You don't have to be something very shocking. It's something that as a middle earner, you have to spread your income. You have to check your pockets without something that is going to stress you that much. Yes, you could have the opportunity that, I'm owing, but then it is not something that, like, at least I think the last one was 20 years.
Yes, the one we talked about.
So I feel this mortgage of a things helps them to spread that income very well. It's not something that is limited to you have to pay it instantly. And I love the fact that the public-private housing partnership to accelerate delivery. Most of our edition too, we've always talked about this public-private sector coming together to work together on real estate sector, which is a beautiful one. Okay, so moving on, Lagos regulator warns against unregistered estate practitioners. According to Vanguard, the Lagos State Government, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, through the Lagos State Real Estate Regulatory Authority, LASRERA, has again warned property buyers and tenants against dealing with unregistered agents and developers operating within the state. According to the authority, several complaints of fraud and misrepresentation have been traced to practitioners who are not registered with the state officials. stressed that enforcement will continue and advised residents to verify practitioner registration before making any payment or signing agreements. Why does this matter? It means consumers must verify credentials to avoid fraudulent transactions, especially in high-demand corridors across Lagos. There is a reason why I stress that consumers corner this takeaway to break it down, because we've always been talking about unregistered or verified agents.
I mean, this is even coming from the Lagos State government again, and through the agency last year. And I think if people were going to search for one of the most used words on this show, it's going to be Lacera.
Yeah.
Because I remember towards the later part of last year, we were almost talking about, there was a kind of where there was an extension for people to verify their documents, all of those things together.
And we laid more emphasis on it.
Yes. Now they are still, it's like they are pleading, they are crying, they are, please do not associate yourself with people who are unregistered. Do not do business with them. Do not get involved in any way possible. But it's like, I don't know, people, until when it happens, that's when we begin to run scatter. That is when we begin to find the solution. They've given you the solution now. The Lacera portal is there. Go there, check out the details. You would get to know if the person is
exactly.
It is very simple. Or is it that people are not in the know about this whole
the
thing?
point is, me listening or hearing the fact that people keep falling victim is alarming, because just like Iremofe said, if you could like click and do the search word on this real estate edition, we are always laying emphasis on do not fall victim. Do not fall victim. It is very easy. Log into Lacera portal. Ask for your agent that comes around to take you about this thing. Ask him for his agent portal number. When he gives it to you, you just search to verify whether he is real, he is on the portal. It is that simple. So I really do not know why we keep falling victim on unauthorized agents. Agent people. You falling a victim is what is very alarming. Is it that this section is not reaching out to people enough, or what? Because I don't understand why you keep falling victim. The Lagos State government came out through Lacera to even voice out that do not fall victim, and this is not the first time we've been bringing this news to your notice. So I don't know what the problem is. Or do you know what the problem is?
I think with all of these, if we would be sincere, in as much as we are doing a bit to notify people, to educate them, if you would go on the streets of Lagos today and ask people if they are informed or if they know about Lacera, I don't know if a greater percentage of people would even get to know, okay, there's an agency called Lacera, or would they even know if agents are registered. They are used to the typical way of doing things. Oh, I need house. Okay, let me refer you to an agent, and the agent helps you out. At the end of the day, it does not even. At the end of the day, he does not even provide you with the accommodation. Then you just let it slide. But I think we need more campaigns to ensure that people are really well informed. Campaigns are tailored towards this and that. Okay, if you as an agent, you are not registered, if you are caught, there are punishments for you. Then if you are dealing with them, repercussions that come at the end of the day, it's up to you to own it. Seriously, it's don't fall victim before you know what you do, please.
I think I quite agree with you, because mostly for instance, most youth lately majority do not major into news. Let me see what's going on, the important aspect. They are not really concerned about that aspect. It's just maybe entertainment, fun, and all of that. So I think I will agree with you that there is not this versatile knowledge concerning this issue. But then it is, because if you could ask old people, they will be able to tell you, oh yes, this and that. But youth of nowadays, please, let's be serious. Okay, so let's proceed. Infrastructure continues to drive property value growth. Yeah, property analysts speaking at a recent real estate forum reported by The Guardian emphasized that infrastructure development remains the strongest determinant of land and rental appreciation across major Nigeria cities. They explain that road expansion, transport connectivity projects, and urban renewal initiative are significantly influencing land demand in emerging corridors, while older districts without upgrades are experiencing slower value growth. Why does this matter? It means buyers and investors should track infrastructure projects before purchasing property, as location value is increasingly tied to public investments.
And I would just want to add that one of the factors that would also aid infrastructural development is security. In a nod whereby we have a lot of infrastructure, we have road connectivity, you have all of these things, and security is not in place. It's going to, at the end of the day, it's like when you build your house and you allow total strangers to invade.
Yeah.
What happens at the end of the day? Just do whatever they like. Real estate is really blossoming. It's expanding. It's bringing a lot of investors. But what happens at the end of the day? Because all it needs for urban development or real estate development generally is when there is not just road connectivity but that infrastructural development, and that is happening. You could see in some cities, you could see in some locations whereby people are now getting to, like, they are interested in such areas. You understand? So it's very good. Trust me, real estate is gold. But we just have to ensure that with infrastructure, with transport connectivity and all of these things, we understand that for security too is also a check.
I think the security aspect, I feel lately people have been looking into that side, because most of the time, if you want to get an apartment, the very first thing we are always concerned about is lights. Apart from the lights, they will try to look at how the road is, the transport, whatever, whether it's going to pay them or not. Then security, mostly people now, they'll say, how secure is this place? Because I don't want to risk it. And that is why majorly, in some estates or in some houses, you see them, they will ask for, you have to pay security levies, security charges, and all of that. So I feel that also is already ongoing. Like, people are already being concerned about their well-being, because that's the number one majority and criteria whenever we want to do something. How secure is this? Especially when they feel this house they want to get, it's not on this booming side. Like, people have not started moving in. They're always, how will I live here? Only me, this bushy area. They're always concerned, or it might not be that obvious, but then they are.
But as long as there's a lot of urban development going on there, infrastructure is a major thing. Nobody wants to go to a place, like you said, a place they're not so familiar with, and they forget that it takes some people to also grow that area, you understand?
Yeah.
So
it's quite funny when everybody starts saying, this place is not yet developed yet. You are moving away, another person is moving away. Please, how will that place get developed?
Nobody wants to say it.
Okay, so next, real estate maintains strong economic contribution. Recent economic data shows that Nigeria's real estate sector continues to rank among the top contributor to national output, despite inflationary pressure and cost volatility. Analysts say sustained demand in residential and mixed-use development has helped the sector maintain resilience even as financing conditions remain tight. The report highlights that property development and housing services remain critical pillar of economic activity. Why does this matter to consumers? It means the reinforcement real estate position as a relatively stable long-term asset class for investors and developers.
Well, I just believe that real estate is definitely growing, it's booming.
I was expecting a word from you.
Because at the end of the day, it's real estate. People need houses, honestly speaking, as long as there is infrastructure, so many things are needed for development. It will definitely become one of the sectors whereby it will always flourish.
Yeah.
and talking about flourishment, real estate has really gotten to that level, and that is why a lot of the Lagos government has been clamoring about do not fall victim, and also do not use real estate as a business of fraudulence, because a whole lot of people have been like, there's money in it, so do whatever it is.
Exactly.
I think I saw a reel whereby someone was saying it was trying to judge landlord and agent. It was like, imagine a landlord, it was like a song, but the person was using it to mimic those agents. He said, imagine landlord dropping his house for 500k, and you, an agent, says the house is 1.5. Like, how?
You are even getting more than the landlord.
He said, no wonder when you see a landlord, the landlord is not that big, but when you see all agents, they are very huge. It's very funny.
I've always said it that if I had a property and I just need to let it out, trust me, it's any agent. Like,
and there are some landlords that they do that.
All those caution fee or whatever it's called, I don't need. The main thing is I will ensure that I do proper scrutiny of whoever is going to rent the apartment or whatever the property is, and I have my lawyer. That is important. All this agent thing, they are, don't let me, okay, I'm on it. They are doing so much. They are doing so much. I almost slipped off because
it can be so annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
And people like that are making job difficult for those that are very authorized, that are doing that.
Yeah, I think that is why they need to speak more. People who are authorized, they should, they should create their awareness, because at the end of the day, the bad eggs will always, corrupt the good ones. Yeah, in that sense. So, but stick on real estate, not deviating from it. It's a blossoming sector, and it's really adding to the economy. That's why even the federal housing is ensuring that yes, mortgage plans are in place for people.
And according to Iremofe will always use the word oil and gas.
Yeah.
The cash.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so expert projects selective growth across property markets. Speaking at a real estate outlook session, market analysts projected that growth in 2026 will be uneven, with infrastructure-backed corridors outperforming saturated areas. They noted that rising construction costs and caution investor sentiment may slow expansion in some premium segments, while mid-income housing and mixed-use development could see stronger demand. Why does this matter? It means not all locations will appreciate at the same rates. Strategic buying decision will be critical this year.
Interesting. So it just shows that some areas or locations might not really develop or expand the same way.
Yeah.
And like we see that, so since it's going to affect some areas, there are so many factors that are really in check when we talk about construction cost and some investor sentiments, and that might really slow down development also. So that is just what it is.
Yeah, obviously we should know that not all area will get developed at once. It takes time. Or this big Lagos that we are in right now, it took time. There was a time Lagos wasn't the way.
Even there are some locations in Lagos that are not so developed. Yeah.
So that is just it. So what I'm trying to say is that no matter what, do not always run from a particular area thinking that, it won't grow. When will this one grow? It will just take time, because the more you yourself you are trying to say, okay, let's give it time, before you know, because there are some people that will be like, it will take, before you know now, it will also get broader, it will get bigger, and those are the kind of people that makes things get smoothly. Not those that will be like, I can't stay here, because I remember before we moved to Mobe, my mom will always complain because our shop is in Lagos, main Lagos. She'll be like, how? I can't stay here.
Well, now she's used to it.
Yes, now she's used to it. Exactly my point. Because if we just decide to say we can't stay at a particular place because the place is not yet developed, I don't know. Okay, so prime rental market show resilience. Recent market insights indicate that prime residential and commercial rental markets in Lagos and Abuja are maintaining stable occupancy rates despite broader economic challenges. Analysts attribute this to corporate demand, expatriate tenancy, and limited supply in high-end districts. While average rents remain under pressure, prime locations are showing yield stability. Why does this matter? It means investors seeking rental income may continue to find resilience in well-located premium properties.
Not everybody will be able to afford premium properties. But the truth of the matter is, no income earners and middle income earners might be at the receiving end of it all. So that's why I think there should be proper regulation across board. Whether you are high income earner, low income earner, just everything should just be flexible for everyone.
Yeah, just do what works for you.
Yeah.
Okay, now Consumer Corner, where we'll always break everything being so said from the beginning to the end. We'll break it down in a layman language that you and I can comprehend, understand each other. So, but before then, let's go on a short break. We will be right back.
Hi people, my name is Mo Fakorede and I am a filmmaker and a film director, and you're watching ConsumerHalla TV. ConsumerHalla TV is everything consumer advocacy, consumer rights, everything that has to do with consumers. On this TV, you'll watch, you'll learn, you'll be educated, and you'll be entertained. Keep watching ConsumerHalla TV.
My name is Olubukola Ozone, a photographer and a social media enthusiast. You're watching ConsumerHalla TV. It's a consumer advocacy TV. If you have a problem, any consumer related problem, just holla at them, just like their name implies, and they're going to get it sorted for you. Keep watching, stay tuned. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, my name is Joba Jalabi. I'm a marketing communications professional. I currently lead marketing at Flash Change, a fintech startup. Keep watching ConsumerHalla TV, a consumer advocacy channel.
Hello, my name is Sharon Rotimi. I'm an actor and I am on ConsumerHalla TV. Now, ConsumerHalla TV is a consumer advocacy channel. So if you have any issues, consumer related issues with brands and services, you can reach out to them and they'll be sure to handle it or to cater to you. Thank you so much.
Hi guys, my name is Iyebiye Adeton. I'm a film poster designer and illustrator. This is ConsumerHalla TV. It's a consumer advocacy channel. We show content on consumers based news, entertainment, and all of that. So I want you guys to stay tuned to ConsumerHalla TV.
My name is Anoluwapo Alao, a sales consultant for Star Times Nigeria. This is a ConsumerHalla TV, where they discuss anything consumer needs and get knowledge about anything about consumer. So keep watching it.
Hi, my name is Adebola Ogushino. I'm a filmmaker and you're watching ConsumerHalla TV. Any consumer related issues,
Welcome back, still on real estate today. If you're just joining, you can have your seat here. We've not gone that far. Okay, and if you've not subscribed, you are wrong. Like I say, we cannot be giving you this thing for free and you're not bringing someone that needs it. That person that you know needs to listen to this update. You need to always share. On that your YouTube channel, you can just share it to the person and the person just have to click
on it to also join the party.
Mhm.
Because I don't know why you are gatekeeping. So do not forget to subscribe, comment on that comment section, anything you feel you don't understand better on real estate, and we will be here to also give an explanation to it all. Okay, this is Consumer Corner. As I say, always verify estate agent through Lacera before payments.
Mhm.
This is
Wow.
not a news again, because we are always bringing you this updates all the time. Always verify, it is very important. Track infrastructure development before choosing location. This again, very, very important, because most of the time that is we are just always concerned about light. And Irumfe already explained that it doesn't have to do about light alone. There are other things that has to do with infrastructure, such as security, that we need to look out for. Okay, so assess mortgage options early to lock in structured financing. Yeah, it helps a lot. It helps you to start thinking about, oh, I need to pay this, I need my rent is going to due. You just do what works well for you. Just stick to the mortgage plan that works well for you, that you feel like, oh, it is not that draining. It's something I can cope with. So yes. So focus on long-term value, not short-term market noise. Yeah, always look at the long-term value. Do not always, that most of the time, I guess that is what is always happening concerning our buildings. We don't think ahead of the future. What if demolition is about to happen? What if this? What if that? We just think about, oh yeah, I need to build an apartment short term. Don't need to look about the short term. Don't need to look at what is happening right now. Think ahead of the future, which is the long-term value. Very important. So prioritize due diligence on title and approval before closing deals.
Yeah, it's very important.
Very important. So we have come to the end of today's show. As usual, Irumfe, anything you have to say to the viewers?
Everything you've said. Let me see. But the truth is, always be scam. Shun every fraudulent practice and ensure that you only deal with registered agents. It's very important for your sanity and to avoid any form of pressure. Please just do that.
Just like you said, for your sanity. It is very important. Health is well too. It is very important.
Nobody wants to be scammed.
Exactly. In this economy. So think wisely, invest wisely, secure your future. See you next time on ConsumerHalla TV. Bye for now.
When we wear clothes, it is to cover our nakedness, look beautiful, and look well put together. But maybe if we understand how much it costs to put together a single piece of clothing, then we try to appreciate more the importance of clothes in our lives. Hello consumers, welcome back to another episode of Market Today on ConsumerHalla TV. Today we are at Yanoikwaja Market to understand the recent prices of clothing materials. In this market, we'll be checking out different fabrics, threads, and even zippers. And what we want you to do is to only watch this video, then come to this market with your budget and buy. My name is Nwoke Peace, and this is me on Market Today for ConsumerHalla TV. Hello, good morning, ma.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Okay. So, ma, can you tell me your name?
My name is Gloria Imo.
Okay. So, Mrs. Gloria, what do you sell in Yanoikwaja Market?
I sell tailoring materials. Yeah.
So tailoring materials. So tell me the type of materials you have here. Tell me what you sell basically in this shop.
Okay, what we sell here is any type of tailoring materials.
Okay.
We sell door face. We sell abalining.
Okay.
Crepe. We sell thread. Different type of tailoring materials.
Okay.
Something that you use to sew your clothes.
To sew clothes. So I see that you have zips, different types.
Yeah, we have
of
zips, different type.
Then
many things. You can see it. You see inside everything.
the whole.
Yeah, the body tape. This thing, machine pads, everything, every kind of
Anything that a tailor makes use of, you sell it. You sell it here. Okay, so I mean, you sell quite a number of tailoring materials here. So let's talk about the prices.
Okay.
So for the ones that you can remember, let's just talk about the prices of this item that you sell.
Okay, about line row.
Okay.
One row is 15,000.
Okay.
Door face row is 30,000.
Okay.
Thread, you can buy thread is 1,400.
That's per
Yeah, but bag, you can buy the bag, but I can't fix the price. It's Morgan normally fix the price.
Okay.
Okay. You know, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's just as some things here. I don't know the price like that.
Okay, so you don't really sell. You don't do. What is
I have my boys. He's my brother. He wants to buy something. He's one normally knows the price more than me.
More than you.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about the ones that you know right now. The doll face. You said that the roll is 30,000. So if I want to buy per yard,
okay,
how much will you sell?
Per yard is 950.
950.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the crepe? Is it crepe or the one for 15,000? Aba lining. Okay. So what about the aba lining? Per yard is 450.
Yeah.
Okay. So how long have you been? I know you said it's your boss's shop, but how long have you been in this market? How long have you been in this business?
It's long. When I married, my guy is there.
Okay.
So since 2009 that I married.
Okay.
We are here.
Oh,
we
okay,
have
your
branches,
husband.
both of us, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant your boss.
No, it's my husband.
Okay.
We have different branches, both of them.
All right. So, Mrs. Gloria, where do you buy from? If you want to buy the goods,
sometimes we brought it from China. Sometimes Highland. Yeah.
Okay. So is it like you have suppliers there, or you just go there and you buy when you buy on the island?
We have suppliers. Sometimes we collect from importer like my husband.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the past 2 months. That was the December period and the January period. During December period, how did you sell? Did the prices increase, or were they stable, or did you sell for the same amount you are selling now?
Yeah, you know what happened? During December time, things normally go up. You understand? But January, things will be dropping because of dollar.
Yeah.
The thing really went up during December time. But this January is dropping.
It's dropping.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you, when during that period when it went high and then January it decreased. Right now, is it still decreasing or is stable? It's stable right now. So what are your customers saying about the change in prices?
They're not saying anything because they know. They know that during December things normally even increase of when if you go to work, increase of how to clear it. Clearing agent is expensive. Everybody knows. So they are not complaining.
Okay, so I won't leave here without asking about the price of this zip. The zip, yes. Okay. So how much do you sell zip?
Zip per dozen, different type of zip. That's why I don't. Some is per dozen. Actually, it's my boy that knows how they say this to me. I'm telling you. He just went out. I will not lie.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah, morning, my sister.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Okay, so can you tell me your name, sir?
Okay, my name is Chibueze Hualo.
Okay, Mr. Chibreze, what do you sell in this market?
We are selling materials.
Materials?
Like, cotton sew, yeah.
Okay, cotton sew.
Different materials.
Okay. All right, now, so cotton sew, different materials. Can you just tell me the types of materials that you have here?
Okay, I have different type of materials. I have jonkoso material. I have crepe. I have organdy here. I have lace, net lace here. I have velvet here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know crepe, I know velvet, but that jonkoso and the organdy.
Because you are not in that field now. You cannot know that. But you are a woman, but maybe you are not tell us. Even if you are tell us, some tell us know all.
Oh, okay.
So it's not in your field.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, let's talk about the prices. At least we know what you sell. We know the types of fabric you
like
have
this
here.
one now, so baby.
This one?
Yeah, we are calling it a baby.
Oh, baby. I know, baby.
You know that
Okay, so, let's start from the baby now. So, how much is baby per yard?
We are selling it 1 for 1 3. How much we are selling it?
Why is it 1 for 1 3? Why is the
sometimes price will go high, sometimes it will come down.
Okay. All right. So tell me the prices of the other fabric that you have here.
I have jonkoso here. We are selling jonkoso 2 3.
Jonkoso. Please, where is the jonkoso? Okay.
I mean, we have crepe like this white now, crepe.
The white material.
Yeah, this white
here is crepe. Okay, so how much is crepe?
It's 2,000
per yard.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the most affordable item you can get, a fabric. What is the most affordable fabric you can get in this shop?
Affordable prices means how your pocket is now. The one you call affordable, maybe others may not afford it. I think you understand now. Okay. The one you may not afford, others may afford it. So affordable means how your level is.
Okay. So let's talk about my level. What if my level is?
I don't know how your
1,000 naira now. Let's say I have 1,000 naira.
I don't know that your level is too high like that.
So I mean, if I had 1,000 naira, I want to buy a material of, that goes for 1,000 naira per yard. Will I find
You will see now.
Which one?